Welcome back to the channel. If you missed the first video, I'll put a link to the video in the description below. This video is all about picking the right flights, the right seats, the accommodations, the rental cars, and some more. With Hawaiian, a lot of times if there are first class seats available, they will notify you and let you bid on the seats. And so it's pretty cool. We've done it before and definitely won it, where just for like $100 more, we were able to upgrade to first class. And it was worth it. It's a long flight, and so it's a little more comfortable. The main cabin seats are not terrible. It's not like some of the airlines where they just cram as many seats into the plane as they can. There are sections that we absolutely make sure that we get when we're booking our flights, because my husband's pretty tall and he needs the extra leg room. If you look at the schematic of the airplane that you're flying, you're just looking for a section. It's usually an emergency row and there's nobody in front of you. It just gives you a little more leg room than you would typically get. So arriving in Maui, the Maui airport, OGG, is a small airport. It's amazing how a good portion of the airport is open air. Maui is the only place that I actually feel like I'm on vacation the minute I walk off the plane. When you're leaving the airport, you may notice a long line of passengers going into the terminal. If you're not TSA approved, you're gonna be in a line. They've recently done a lot of remodeling to the airport, mostly on the outside at this point. Parking structures and this trolley system that takes you on a 3-minute ride to the rental cars. Okay, rental cars. This is a big one right now. Hopefully this will be one I can revise down the road too. But rental cars, you need one. Rental cars have become a challenge in Maui. You want to make sure that you rent your cars way in advance. Make sure that you're renting them from one of the larger companies. And we heard that boutique rental car companies, they were canceling people that had booked. We used Dollar and had no issues. You're probably going to be hungry. You are in an area that is really close to the small town of Wailea. Wailea is a cute little town, kind of like old western town. It's awesome, but there's a lot of good places to eat there. One of our favorites was always the Wailea Fish Market, and it's right on the corner. And last time we were there, when we arrived, there was a line out the door. So we turned up the street and found Cafe Mambo. I'm so glad we did. The food there was so good. I actually went back there a handful of times while we were there, and the food is just really good. I'm really glad there was a line out the door. Not to say that Wailea Fish Market isn't delicious, it is. Hey, have you clicked the like button yet? Please click the like, and don't forget to subscribe. If you're staying in Wailea or in Kihei, there is a Costco right by the airport that you'll go by. There's also a Safeway right there by the airport. It's brand new. On the way to Kihei and Wailea, there is also a Safeway market that you can stop at. Okay, let's talk about accommodations. The Grand Wailea is definitely the most famous in Wailea. Their rates are high. If you are coming here as a family with little kids, it's a great place to be. There is a swimming pool with one of those lazy rivers that runs through it, and it's spectacular for families. It's really close to the shops at Wailea too, so it's very handy. There's also a market down there that's great. The Wailea Beach Resort Marriott, that's right down there as well, and it too is on the beach. It's newer and it's beautiful, and it's actually less than the Grand Wailea, but I'm sure that it's not as family friendly as the Grand Wailea. There is also the Residence Inn by Marriott. The rates are pretty good. It's a basic hotel. They do have a continental breakfast, but other than that, there really isn't a restaurant, and it has a nice pool. If you're like us, you like having a kitchen, just for the breakfast and not having to deal with valet or parking. There are a ton of VRBOs. We love the Ecolus because they have 180-degree views of the ocean and a lot of the buildings. If you are staying here, make sure that you're in building 300, 400, 900, 500 and 600 are also pretty good. You cannot beat the views. Just things to know. If you're wondering if we're ever going to get to the Gulf, we are, I promise. There's just some logistics at the beginning that I want to take care of, and then we'll get to the Gulf. There's 8 courses that I'm going to review, and then some fun things to do other than golf, and hopefully you'll stick around and check them out.